Welcome! You're watching Weazel News. You do the crime, we film the whole time. This is a special live broadcast with your favorite reporter, Chester Bettingfield. Hello, Los Santos. This is Chester Bettingfield with your B-Star crime report from Weazel News. One of the things I've been up to as a field reporter is actually going to where the action is around the city, to inform you, the people of Los Santos, just how crazy it can be out there. Today we'll talk about a couple of incidents from the past couple of weeks, including an animal attack outside of Pillbox Hospital, a downed civilian in front of Noodle Exchange, a stolen police motorcycle in Polito, and we'll also be talking about the epidemic of armored truck robberies sweeping the city. Stay tuned. When you think of deer, you may think of a friendly animal. A graceful herbivore that stands tall, can be cute, and even pettable. However, that's not always the case. Not all deer will be as friendly as Bambi. Earlier this week, 2 deer were seen causing chaos and violence in front of Pillbox Hospital. Both deer downed multiple civilians and even police officers that tried to contain the scene. These were no normal deer, however, as civilians and even first responders did their best to take down the deer, including gunshots and use of their vehicles at high speed. It seemed that no matter what, these deer were near indestructible. Some theories say that these deer had a form of super rabies or even have escaped a lab nearby. Eventually, the deer wandered off from the location and one may have been calmed down after being given a cigar from a customer at Noodle Exchange. You definitely don't see that every day. Luckily, those who were injured conveniently were already at the hospital and were able to get quick help. In other news, a stolen police motorcycle was on the run from deputies for nearly half an hour in the Polito and Great Ocean Highway area. An unnamed suspect allegedly stole the police motorcycle as it was parked while it was unattended. The suspect took police on a high-speed pursuit that ended near the Polito farm. Weazel News caught the end of the chase and got an interview from Lieutenant Kiger of Highway Patrol. Let's take a look. A heavy police presence at the Polito farm as the San Andreas Highway Patrol engaged in a pursuit with a suspect that allegedly stole a police motorcycle. As you can see, Air 1, the police helicopter, assisted in tracking the suspect. The pursuit came to an end near our Weazel News crew. We were able to secure an interview with one of the officers.
Chester Bettingfield, Weazel News here on scene with the end of a high-speed pursuit. Sir, can I have your name, please?
Yeah, my name's going to be Lieutenant Kiger with the San Andreas Highway Patrol.
Nice to meet you today, Lieutenant Kiger. Is there anything you can tell us about the suspect you have in custody today?
Basically what happened is earlier today we had a highway patrol bike stolen from us and we were unable to locate it, so we called it off. About 20-30 minutes ago, we heard sirens coming from the town of Polito. Upon investigation, we found our suspect over here, which will stay undisclosed at this time, on the bike playing with the lights and sirens. Upon telling the suspect to get off the bike, he took off running from us and led us on a good 20 to 30 minute chase all throughout Great Ocean Highway and the surrounding areas.
Awesome, thank you. So would you say the suspect stole the bike from the police station?
It's going to be unknown at this time. All we know is he was in possession of the bike, and we're going after him.
Awesome, thank you. And were there any injuries to civilians or even the suspect himself?
No injuries whatsoever.
Awesome. All right, thank you. That'll be it. Thank you very much, Lieutenant Kiger.
Great job there by deputies that were able to track down that individual. Definitely a lesson for all of us to ensure that we secure our cars. Even police vehicles are not off limits to some criminals. Coming up, we have a quick segment on a person that was downed in front of Noodle Exchange due to an unknown reason. Earlier this week, an older individual seen on the ground outside of Noodle Exchange. As he was unresponsive, a Blaine County sheriff attempted CPR on the individual in hopes to revive him. Witnesses inside the shop told Weazel they were unaware what caused the individual to collapse. Witnesses also stated that there was a 4-door vehicle outside near the individual. As he laid on the ground, the occupants attempted to help the older man. The individual was eventually transported to Pillbox Hospital for their condition. According to the Noodle Exchange employees, the individual did not consume any of their products. It's possible the man suffered cardiac arrest. We are wishing a speedy recovery to that individual. Now, onto our main segment for tonight. A violent epidemic of armored truck robberies are sweeping the city. According to FIB statistics, as often as once every 30 minutes, an armored car is hit by coordinated groups of criminals all across the city. Weazel caught 2 incidents recently, one with a shootout between an officer and one where the bloody aftermath can be seen. Viewer discretion is advised. After a short pursuit of a hijacked armored truck, a lone Los Santos police officer engaged in a shootout with multiple suspects. The police officer used all tactics to his advantage, even firing his gun from his moving police interceptor. As you can see, the suspects were highly organized and equipped, using long guns and body armor. Shootout occurred near the intersection of Palomino Avenue and San Andreas Avenue. Although backup was not nearby for the officer, he held his own as he took out one suspect while engaging with the remaining 2. You can tell that the instincts from his training kicked in as he took cover behind his police vehicle. This officer went above and beyond as he attempted to pursue the suspects as they drove away in their getaway vehicle. Unfortunately, the car was still able to leave the scene with a flat tire. The officer then attended to the remaining suspect that was down and transported them to the hospital. That was definitely an action-packed shootout, a little too close for comfort for our Weazel cameraman. This is only one small instance of the armored truck robbery epidemic. Not all of these incidents do go in favor of the police, unfortunately. Weazel News arrived at the aftermath of a deadly armored truck robbery in Little Seoul. As you can see, multiple security guards were down in the street after their vehicle had been breached by explosives. Unfortunately, an officer was also injured when their vehicle was close to the explosion. Los Santos Emergency Medical Services responded quickly to help the fallen officer. There are no word on arrests at this time.
Good evening, Los Santos. At the scene of another drastic and deadly bank truck robbery. Unfortunately, unknown about victims at this moment. Looks like we do at least have 2 bank truck security guards that are down, as well as 1 Los Santos police officer behind his burned vehicle. This is a plague that's been sweeping the Los Santos city area for a while now. Gangs will make a quick buck out of holding up these bank trucks as they are en route with large sums of cash and other valuables. So at the moment, no outcome on what the status is of the victims, how many subjects are wanted for questioning, but at the moment this is an active scene, so back to you guys.
What a crazy scene. We're hoping that officer makes a speedy recovery. Hopefully with a larger number of new recruits to the Los Santos Police Department that will help curb the amount of armored truck robberies the city is experiencing. Well, with that being our special segment of the night, thank you very much for tuning into this special Crime Report Los Santos. Signing off tonight, I'm head reporter Chester Bettingfield. See you next time.